What's up, senior literature? It is I, Coach Hall, here back with you today on April 2nd. It's Thursday, which means we are rapidly approaching spring break, where we just so happen to be under a statewide lockdown, which means we can't really go anywhere or do anything except go outside in our neighborhood, pretty much, if even that, if we're even allowed to do that. So yeah, looking forward to that. But hey, at least we won't have to do any schoolwork. But for a lot of you, that really is no different than how you've been treating this quarantine so far. So, that being said, let's talk about a big scene. A lot going on here in scene four. I took notes today. So I'm not reading off the script today. I took notes today because there is exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bullet points I have for you. So let's roll through it. And again, excuse me if I'm going too fast, but if I spend a minute on each of these bullet points, that's still a 10-minute video. And that's without asking any questions or anything like that. So, Fences scene 4 in Act 2. Rose is preparing for a church bake sale as the scene opens up. This is 2 months later. So this is now 8-week-old baby. Baby's about 2 months old, maybe 2 months and some change. And Lyons shows up. Once again, he has borrowed $20, and he has the $20 he's going to pay Troy. Gives the money to Rose. Lyons and Corey, they kind of chit-chat. Corey's graduated now, and he's looking for a job. Coach Hall, who cares? Well, it's significant because that means Corey is indefinitely staying. He is not going to college. He is not going to play college football. It is official that Troy has kind of screwed that up for him. So, and Corey is upset about that. Troy walks up. Everybody disperses. Rose is leaving. Corey is definitely gone. Lyons leaves. Troy shows up, and he's by himself. Remember, Rose has the baby. And so Troy's just by himself after a day's work. It's completely different than Act 1, Scene 1. When Troy comes home, it's almost like a little meeting of his people. You know, he's got Rose there and Lyons there, Mr. Bono there, and Corey in and out, and Gabriel shows up, and it's an emptiness here for Troy in Scene 4. Rose has gotten a lot more independent. That womanless man thing is full blown here. Okay, 2 months into it. Troy has to heat up his own food for dinner, and Rose, she's got a lot more religious. You know, she's going to go to a church gathering, and she doesn't tell Troy how long she's going to be gone, and who cares? I'm going to go do my own thing. Mr. Bono stops by the house, and this is one of the sadder scenes, I think, because Bono stops by just to say hey. But man, it's awkward. It's not that old. Troy and Bono have been best friends for decades. And now it's like, hey Troy, how you doing? I'm good, Bono. How are you? They don't work on the same route anymore. Troy wants Bono to stay and kind of hang out with him because he's lonely, and Bono's going to go meet some friends for a game of dominoes. It used to be that would be Troy too. And now, so even Bono... let's meet up one day at your house, man. Hey, it's kind of like when you tell your friend you're going to hang out with them soon. Hey, man, let's catch up. And you mean it. It's not that you don't mean it, but you just never really do. You know, hey, let's get together soon. Let's go over to your house, Bono. Yeah, we'll have you over for dinner. But, man, you can tell those are kind of empty words here. Bono goes off to his domino game. Troy kind of continues to sing his old blues song. And he's sitting there, and it's again... We're supposed to see this as the opposite of the other times we've seen him come home from work. He's sitting there and he's got his bottle of gin, and he's by himself. No wife, no daughter, no sons, no best friends, and it's an empty Troy here. He's successfully built those fences. Anyway, Corey shows up, and he's trying to get around Troy to get onto the porch and go inside. He doesn't even acknowledge Troy. Not going to say, excuse me, nothing. And of course, Troy said, excuse me when you're walking by me. He said, excuse me. And Corey looks at Troy like, who cares? I'm not afraid of you. Get out of the way. Corey is really doesn't see Troy as a father figure anymore. He sees him really as a nuisance. Corey does to Troy. And Troy sees that as how disrespectful you can be. How much I've provided for you, and I put the clothes on your back and food on the table, and I raised you, and I built this house. And Corey is not having it. Corey brings up that he's not a good husband to Rose, brings that up, disapproves of Troy and his actions with Alberta and the baby. Corey mentions that this isn't your house. You didn't pay for it. Uncle Gabriel paid for it on the GI Bill. And the government, those government checks are how you pay for the mortgage for it. You're a fraud. And he is. What Corey says isn't, it's disrespectful to his dad, but he's not wrong. Troy didn't build that house. Troy did not pay for that house. He got the money from his brother's GI Bill. He's not paying for it by bringing like $75 a week home. He's not paying for a house with that money from driving a garbage truck. Anyway, they have it out, and finally, strike three, right? Troy physically attacks his son, Corey here. And we don't think, they kind of show hints of this, but strike three, Troy's going to beat him up. He's going to kick him out of the house. Corey gets a baseball bat. He's swinging at his father, but man, he can't. When it comes time to do it, Corey knows if he swings this baseball bat at his dad, he'll kill him. And Corey's not a murderer, first of all. And second of all, man, like I don't think any of us, well, I hope not any of us in that situation, could go through with this. And Corey just can't do it. And Troy, of course, takes the bat from him, wrestles him away. Get out of the house. Don't ever come back. Kicks Corey out of the house. Your stuff is going to be waiting for you on the porch. Get out of the house. I don't ever want to see you again. So Troy basically disowns Corey here. So, man, if there was, look, think about it. If there was a fraction of anything left for Troy here, Lyons doesn't even acknowledge his existence anymore. Gabriel's at the mental institution. Rose is there in name only. They just so happen to share the same address, right? And Bono is really more of an acquaintance now. I think Troy had a chance here. Well, he had a chance with Corey, but he's successfully, if anything, he's done Corey like this the entire play. I was about to say he had a chance to save his relationship with Corey, but not even that at this point. The football thing really took care of that with Corey. And that's it. Corey's out of the play. Corey's out. I'm sorry, not out of the play. He's out of the house. And kicks Corey out of the house. And we see Troy that's swinging at the baseball. He's got the baseball tied up to the tree, and he's drunk. He's been drinking. He's like, okay, all right, Mr. Death, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. And you're not going to, he's kind of almost like, you can't take me, man. My son just came at me, and I took him down. He feels energized here. He feels strong here at the end of the scene. He's okay, Death, come on, man, come on. And he's swinging the bat, hitting the baseball, and then the scene goes dark. And then we have one more scene, and that's scene 5, and that's tomorrow. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It was a big scene. There was a lot to it. Hopefully I didn't lose you at any point there. I tried to get through that one as quick as I could without reading from it. If I read from it directly, it was going to take us forever. I know you guys have concerns as far as your grades go. I know you guys have concerns right now as far as your grades go. I'm going with whatever the county says, and the county hasn't weighed in on it yet. They're making some decisions today, and then I think our principal, Ms. Griffin, is going to meet with department chairs, I hope today, and then our department chairs are going to get to us. So it's a trickle-down effect. The government to the county makes a decision, the county brings in the principals all get together, and it's bureaucracy at its finest. All right, but it is the way things work. God love them. All right, and the principals get together, and they're going to talk to the department chairs, and the department chairs are going to talk to us, and then I am going to talk to you about what we're going to do next. So, as far as I know, it's business as usual. My heart hurts for you guys, and I meant what I said in those remind messages yesterday. It was an absolute honor and pleasure to have you guys in room 220 this semester. And I want you guys to know, I don't care where you go or what you're doing after all of this, you'll always be welcome. So take that for what it's worth. let's hope and pray that we get this thing done with here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and we can all at least get together one more time before the summer. That's what I'm holding out hope for. Just because we're not going to be in school doesn't mean we can't have an event at the school or something like that if things ease up a little bit. And maybe we can get back in together classroom one more time for old time's sake. So, hey man, I'm not giving up yet. It's going to take a lot more than this. It's going to take a lot more than this to get me to give up. I'm not giving up. So I hope you guys don't either. A lot of good ahead of us all still. So take courage. All right? You got me. All right, I'm with you. So we'll see where this goes. But until then, let's do one day at a time. One day at a time. Guess what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's scene 5 for Fences. And the Fences Act 2 journal is due on Sunday. And then we're going to take a week off. And I bet you after break we'll know a lot more about how everything needs to go. So I'll text you guys as soon as I know something. Thank you for the few of you that are watching these videos. I hope you like them. If you need anything, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have opinions on Troy Maxson, coach, this guy is the best character in the world, then let me know. Okay. That's it for now. Sorry for the long video, but it was a big scene. And I also want to talk to you guys about the semester stuff. So, anyway, I guess that's all I have for you. Talk to you tomorrow.